Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the continuation of Resident Evil for the Sega Saturn. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned it on Sunday this evening. Can't remember if I mentioned it, but I believe I said the wrong date for the game because I originally said 1998. It's actually 1996 this game came out. Earlier than I thought. I think 98 may have been when the sequel came out. The reason I was thinking 98 was because I played the Dreamcast version of the sequel originally. And that kind of got my old memory of the timing mixed up because I never saw the sequel or Resident Evil 3 for the PlayStation. Wasn't a PlayStation fan at the time myself. But yes, we need to make some more progress on here. So, yes, because we need to get a bit further. Now, at the moment, we can't get any further in the map. So, what have we got? The ground floor. Yeah, ground floor. There's a couple of rooms that we can't get into. The one at the very top needs the final sigil, because I've got 3 of them already plugged in. I just need the last one, which I think is the sun one, because that rises in the east, which is on the right hand side of the image. The room that's next to me that I haven't got into, I need the helmet key for. The room to the southeast that I haven't gone into, that needs a very special key, because the game actually says I haven't got the right key for that door. It doesn't say anything more. And there's a little weird backward C-shaped one that is to the side, and you got to unlock that from the other side. So that, I believe, goes down to the basement and the kitchen. And there's a little gap in the middle that I think is a staircase from the second floor down to the basement. So for the second floor, yeah, I can't remember what was blocking me from the room in the middle on the right. I think that was probably a helmet key as well. And on the far left, there's a helmet key door and a door that requires a passcode, which the game just flat out says you don't know the key code for this. So it won't even let me brute force it, which in some ways is a good idea, because at least it stops you breaking the sequence by putting the right code in. And actually, I just noticed there's a room up there that doesn't appear accessible. Right, so the only place I have to go at the moment is where I believe the snake boss fight is, which is why I've got the grenade launcher. I haven't unlocked all of the shield key doors yet, so I need to make my way over there. So I'm on the ground floor at the moment, or first floor if you're talking about America. To make our way up. Now I think all of the rooms I've been in, there are no zombies left. I have managed to kill all of them. So there's going to be a trigger at some point that spawns a whole load more. Yeah, as far as puzzles are concerned, when I get to rooms, I'm remembering the puzzles that were done in the remake, not the original, and the remake puzzles were different. Because they remix things to kind of make it more interesting. Do I have any healing items? No, I don't, so it's probably a good idea to carry at least one. If I die, I can grab a more powerful one from the box. Richard from Bravo Team. Ooh, more ammo. I'm glad I did that. Right. So I don't think the snake is through this immediate door. It's through the next bit. I just didn't want to go any further last week. Well, bloody handprints. Oh. Okay, that deals with you. So yeah, that line of stairs does go up to where the snake fight is. And that's going to involve a lot of running around. So there's more ammo here. Ah, ink ribbon. Yeah, I've made my way round to the where the snake fight takes place. More ammo. Nice. Okay, so this wardrobe. Right. I think this gets pushed. Aha! Right, okay. Hidden section. So what is in here? It's too dark to see anything. And I haven't got the lighter. So I'll need to come back here with the lighter to be able to light my way. I'll also need to come back here for that ink ribbon, because right now I don't have any. But first, let's go and deal with the snake. It may have been a good idea to bring the the acid rounds. Right, so equipping the grenade launcher. Use the shield key. Okay, that's all the doors for the shield key. I didn't get to read all of that. Hello. I didn't even get a single shot off on it. Yeah, I have a funny feeling this is going to be a this is going to be a tough fight. And literally just reset back to the main menu, I think. That's the way these games worked. Yep. That's what you call a game over screen.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, getting the achievement pop-ups. Once again entered. Yeah, I've switched on hardcore mode as well. I'll have to go back and get the early achievements at some point in hardcore mode. Resident Evil, yes, I did that as well. Right. I'm probably not going to use the shotgun. So storing the shotgun rounds there. Let's get the acid rounds. And I'll take that as well because I'll be picking up a green herb on the way. Yeah, so running back round to that room again. Literally back where we started at the beginning of the stream. I'm glad I didn't do this on Friday, or try to do it on Friday. Yeah, because trying to fight anything using tank controls, especially something that moves quickly, is not easy. And I'm not going to worry about that side room either. I think getting the snake killed is going to be a good idea. And for reference, that snake is what killed Richard. It bit him, gave him a whole lot of poison, and yeah, we saw the consequences of that. It's like one of the achievements for this game is to beat the game without killing any zombies. So you've literally got to run past all of them. Oh yeah, got to pick up the ammo from Richard. Not that I'm likely to use it, thinking about it. Okay. Right. Okay. So now that key is no longer useful. So close that. Go back and get the green herbs. Because then I will be able to use them against the or while I fight the snake. Okay. Now let's combine those. And I can grab the other one. Now at the moment I don't have any blue herbs, which means I can't heal poison. I'd like to think I would get some soon if that was riskier. Right, so... Right, I've got to use up the ammo from... Okay. Oh, flee the first encounter with the snake. So you can actually run away from it. Oh, oh, again. So I've got to do that all again. Again. Oh, God. Yeah, this is going to be a slow turnaround for this. I mean, I can just turn around and I'll run away from it. But I'd rather try and kill it.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, what it's doing there is it's activating the achievement for beating the game under certain circumstances. One of them being don't load from a save, a game save, and so it's on switching it off. Slightly annoying that it does that because surely they would have set it up to detect when you're selecting new game as opposed to loading a game. Hello there, Hilbert. Thank you for the lurk. Let's see if I can swap the ammo here. No. Explosive rounds loaded. Okay, so can't switch it. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to go with one for the moment. Yeah, because I'm running on hardcore mode, I'm not allowed to use save states. They're disabled at the moment. If I went to use them, it wouldn't let me. Yeah, because I think at this stage of the game, you can only do enough damage to get the snake to run away. I think running away does make the later snake fight more difficult. Which is one of the reasons why I'd like to do the fight now. Because otherwise I might get myself into an unwinnable situation later on. So, yeah, it's going to keep trying this until I manage to kill the bastard. And I don't want to create a new save where I'm ready for the thing because the ink ribbons are limited, and there's only one available to me at the moment. Are you dead? Yes, you are dead. Okay. Right, so discard the key again. And equip the bazooka. Right. Flee the fight. I think they said flee the fight without taking damage. Right. The way to stay alive is stay away from its head. Oh! Okay. Right, so that's the third time it's killed me in a row. I honestly thought I hadn't taken much damage because, yeah, it seems just being near its head seems to trigger the attack where it just eats you immediately. I think I might just turn around and run away from the fight now. I didn't want to have to, but...
Resident Evil.
Yeah, because that pop-up at the beginning twice is getting annoying as well. Yeah, we know this. This to cover the loading. I can see the loading light on the emulator. Right. Actually, no, I don't want to equip the the launcher just yet because I've got the zombie to deal with. Right, so here we go again for the 4th time. As I think I'm literally just gonna I'll run around the snake and just get out of the room. You've got to kill it at a later point. So I could be making it more difficult for myself, but yeah, we'll find out later on. I think just survival is the order at the moment. Yeah, loading screens are a little bit jumpy, I've noticed, on this version. I don't know if that's the case on the PS1 version. I know they certainly had their challenges getting this game running on the Saturn. But then again, a lot of developers had challenges getting anything running on the Saturn because it was a very strange system with how it did its 3D graphics, because it didn't actually draw polygons. What it did was it drew sprites. And these sprites were square polygons that you could move the corners of around. Okay, let's switch weapon. I'm going to switch weapon just in case I've got no choice but to fight this thing. Because if I have got no choice but to fight it, I'm going to have to look up a guide, which I haven't done yet. Alright, it says cause Yawn to flee the first encounter without taking any damage. Right, so that's a challenge. You've got to beat the thing. Yes, it is my first time playing through this one, and yes, it is the Saturn version. Hello there, Xavier as well, and Leader B. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I didn't actually get anything from doing that. So I've got to actually beat it, haven't I? Oh, this thing's killed me 3 times already. Yeah, I'm not quite a Barry. Oh. Right. It could be the oh, I'm poisoned. Yeah, but I will get help from Barry if I remember correctly. It might be darker than the PS1 version. I can't remember what the colour comparison was like between the two. Right, I think I'm in the red now, yes. Oh, have I done it? Oh, okay. Right. I am poisoned, annoyingly. I don't think the Saturn version uses dithering. That was something that was kind of unique to the PlayStation. A lot of 3D games made use of it. Aha, that's the last crest. Yeah. Yeah, killed me 3 times trying to figure out how to shoot it. So now the Saturn can do real transparencies. It's just only under specific circumstances. Which games did it? Sonic R made use of it.
Give me the serum.
That's where Barry turns up. Yeah, there was certain modes that the Saturn could do were transparencies, and it wasn't very developer friendly. So you couldn't have transparencies wherever you wanted. You had to design all of your effects around using it. Yeah, sounds like visual novel music, this bit. I'm actually impressed by that animation. It's jumpy, but...
Barry? Barry?
Ah, yes. Where are we? I think the Symphony of the Night more suffered from the port being badly handled. Because when it came to 2D processing, the Saturn was an absolute monster. It was outperforming the arcade machines of the time when it came out. So I don't think they actually did the port particularly well. There's been some fan mods that have fixed a lot of that, but not all of it. But yeah, the PlayStation version, from what I've seen, is fantastic. But the transparencies are one part that were a major issue. I think there was one fan patch that did put most of the transparencies back in. Most of them, not all. They figured out a way of getting it to do it. And some of the things people have done with fan mods is amazing. Yeah, I think there's about 3 different versions. One of them is called Nocturne of the Moonlight, which I believe is a direct translation of the Japanese title. And that one literally is, I think, modded from the Japanese release. So if you like that game, I recommend looking at those variations. And patching your ROMs can be a bit of a pain sometimes, but once you've got it done, you don't have to do it again. Okay, so where to now? I think because I've got the Moon Crest, heading up to the garden will be the best next option. I think the PS1 version came first because the Saturn version had some extra stuff. Like you could actually play Maria, or play as Maria without having to unlock it. So... I did try to play as her. She is not an easy character to control. Or at least my experience of it wasn't. Okay. Can I combine... Yes, I can. Okay. Right, let's combine those. Right, I've got some other stuff to pick up from where I was. Okay. So I want to head back up to... Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, one thing I did find out is some of the sprite work is actually different in the Saturn version. Particularly with stairs in 1 or 2 places, which is kind of weird. Yeah, you'd think as a 2D sprite game they wouldn't change the sprites at all. If anything, they might change the colour quality to fit a different palette or limitation in colours, but there's some where you can clearly see it's different. Yeah. And I was a big fan of the Saturn through the 90s. I avoided the PlayStation for a long while. It wasn't until after the Dreamcast was on its downhill spiral before I got a PS2. But yes, the Saturn had some fantastic games. Yeah, there are some excellent games the Saturn had that a lot of people missed out of because they believed what PlayStation fanboys were saying, that the Saturn was a crap system, it didn't have any good games. But some that it had were better than the PS1 versions. Silhouette Mirage being one, because that was made for the Saturn. Police Noughts as well. Hideo Kojima said that the Saturn was his preferred version of that game, which I did actually stream last year. Right, let's start picking up all these items I missed from the times the last time I ran through. Guardian Heroes, yes, that was one of the flagship games for the Saturn. The Street Fighter games as well. X-Men vs Street Fighter, for instance, is almost arcade perfect on Saturn, whereas the PlayStation version doesn't have the tag mode. You fight one character at a time, which really did damage the PlayStation version quite a bit. Yeah, and Street Fighter Alpha 3, again, like X-Men vs Street Fighter, was almost arcade perfect. Okay, right. 2 more of those, so I now have some more ink ribbon. Oh, and I should have come here with the, what is it? I forgot what it's called. The lighter. Because then I'll be able to light up the back room. So isn't actually too far to go around to get that. Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, I mean, the Saturn's got some of my favourite games of all time. Panzer Dragoon Saga being one. I do count myself very lucky to actually have a copy of that, considering the prices these days. And that was another one I did stream last year. That was that's some fun going back to back to that one after so many years. Like Final Fantasy VII, it hasn't aged hugely well, but it's aged better than some. Better than Final Fantasy VII, I think. With Resident Evil, I did pick up a copy of this back in the day, but I never got particularly far with it. I had other games that I wanted to play, and I played 2 on Dreamcast, completed all 4 scenarios on that. Tried playing Resident Evil 3, but really couldn't get to grips with it. Found it a bit too different. And then Code Veronica. And then my first proper experience of this original was actually the remake on GameCube. It was one of the games I got that system for. That's still a fantastic remake. But one of the reasons I'm playing the original is not just the fact I never played it, but it's the fact that there are changes that they made for the remake. There's elements of Jill's story that were completely left out of the remake, which I found very strange. As I say, I want to play through this version as Jill to see what some of the differences are, because there are a lot more areas where you work alongside Barry, from what I understand, and it kind of changes the dynamic and the story slightly. But yeah, Code Veronica was fantastic. I'm really hoping that they eventually do a remake of that game. Although I'm getting the impression it's more likely to be a remake of RE5. I mean, heck, it doesn't feel like that long ago RE5 was even released, but it's got to be something like a decade or more now. And then there was the absolute mess that was number 6. I've never played 6. I do want to at some point. I'll have to I have to grip myself for that one because I've heard it's bad. A remake of that would just be a complete refresh. Just go back to the drawing board, start all over again, and replace the original. Yay. Yeah, slightly better lighting, but from what I understand, there were certain aspects of the game that were inferior, like the sound quality for one. That seems to be a common thing with ports and things. It's like Code Veronica, from what I understand, actually has the best sound quality on Dreamcast. Yeah, all the other versions were based off the GameCube version, where the sound wasn't as good for some reason. Yeah, I don't think it's because the sound system wasn't as good. I think it might have been they needed to squeeze it onto the disc. Right, let's see if this works. Can't use it here. It's too dark to see anything. Oh, right, okay. So... okay, I forgot to check. Is there a light switch anywhere? Hang on. Candle. Ah! So yes, I did need the lighter. And what do we find? More acid rounds that I can't carry at the moment. Right, okay. I probably should have dropped the the ink ribbon. Right. I know that's there now. So I can come back and get it at a later point. Or should I do it now? Might be worth doing it now, because at least that means I don't need to come back to this room. Yeah. So I'll clear out some space in my inventory, because then I'll get the other green herbs as well. Yeah, one thing I want to do though with Resident Evil is I want to replay all of the original ones from back in the day up to 4. So this one, 2, 3, Code Veronica and 4, and then start playing through the remakes, because I do have all except RE4 remake at the moment. But I want to play the originals. So they're relatively new in my mind when I get around to playing the remakes. Because from what I've seen, the remakes have been fantastic. I know 3 was quite divisive with a lot of the fans, mainly because of things that they left out for some reason. But from what I've seen, it's still a pretty good game. Yeah, I don't know how far I'm going to get tonight. It's going to be a slightly shorter stream than normal. Yeah, 4 went a lot more action-based. I think actually the action really started in 3, because what little I played of 3 back in the day did feel more action-heavy. Almost like they'd learnt some things from Dino Crisis to make it a bit more heavy in the action side of things. Right, okay. Actually, let's put that there for the moment. So I think we're good otherwise. Yeah, I mean, when I heard they were remaking Resident Evil 4, I thought, why? Why remake it? Because people rate the original as one of the greatest games ever made. I mean, yes, it's not perfect. It does have its issues. But I mean, why remake something that's so good? But then the remake did come out, and people have been rated again as one of the best games ever made. But personally, I think if they're going to do remakes, ideally there should be a sensible reason behind it, like there's something wrong with the original. Not wrong in the sense of something they did wrong, but more things they weren't able to do. Like when they did a remake of this, there were lots of reasons. The acting for one, the script writing for another, the fact it was the first one they ever did and they hadn't figured out the formula yet. So that was a good reason to remake it. It doesn't replace the original, because I mean people can still enjoy it. But RE4 was such a good game for its time. Yeah. Yeah, I agree that the remake of this was absolutely fantastic and absolutely necessary. But I know that there are some people who lament the things they left out, which again comes back to the reasons why I'm replaying it. Yeah. It's difficult as well because whenever they do a remake of anything, they change stuff. I know the remake of Final Fantasy VII has been quite divisive. Some people have absolutely hated what they've done with it, and other people are absolutely loving it. But again, it's another one that I agree with the remake because the original it has not aged very well at all. I've tried playing it, and I really didn't get on with it very well. I'm not as big on JRPGs as some people. I do enjoy them, but I do find some of them to be overly long. I loved Tales of Symphonia. That was a fantastic game. Grandia 2, I played on Dreamcast. Oh, there was another one I did on Dreamcast as well. I cannot remember what it was called, though. Yeah, I never got as far as leaving the first city. Because I think I actually picked it up as a download on PS3. And I never got particularly far with it. And as I say, I got about... actually, I can't even remember how far I got. But it definitely wasn't out of Midgar. Yeah, I would like to see the play the remake that they're doing, but I kind of want to wait until they've done the whole thing and release it as one big package. Because to me, it's one game. Yeah. The fact they're releasing it as 3 parts and charging full price for all 3 just feels a bit unnecessary to me. Almost like they're dragging it out way too far. And there are games I'd love to see them remake, and there's been talk of possibilities. Panzer Dragoon Saga and Snatcher being head among them, but I don't think they're ever going to happen. I've never played Secret of Mana. I think that was a SNES game originally, or was it a PS1? It was one of the two. Yeah, and I never played much on the SNES because I was a Sega fan right through the 90s. Loved the Mega Drive, Mega CD. Never had a 32X, too expensive at the time. Saturn and Dreamcast. Still got them all as well. But yeah, one thing that did annoy some of us was how the SNES seemed to get all of the JRPGs and the Mega Drive didn't get many at all. The only one I really played, I think, was Shining Force 2. I played Shining Force 1 some years ago as well. That's a hard game. Yeah, I think I'd agree. Secret of Mana is more of an action RPG than JRPG, although it is a Japanese game, obviously. But yeah, I mean, there are so many JRPGs out there as well, so many. 6 is one that I'd like to see a remake of because I'd heard so many people praising it, saying it's better than 7, has a much better story. There were, I think there've been some Android ports for it, but I'd classify Zelda as an action RPG in the sense it's RPG light. It does have some elements. Yeah, from what I remember, the ending to Final Fantasy VI is one of the most out of nowhere endings ever, but it still fits. It's not one of the ones that comes out of nowhere and you think, hang on a minute. It's kind of one of those ones that comes out of nowhere, but you're thinking, oh shit. Where's the thing I want? Oh, the Mooncrest, that's what I want. And, oh, I want the ink ribbon. Because I want to save. Save progress. Will you save? Yes. One of the things to put up with is the with this old version is how slow some of the menus are. Okay. And put this back. And let's go and gain access to the gardens. I still need the helmet key to unlock the last doors in here. And I think there's going to be more zombies running around by that point. I'm kind of surprised more haven't spawned already, considering how much I've done. But then again, I'm only about 3 hours in total. So yeah, I've already placed the other 3 crests beforehand because I wanted to only have to carry one over. Right. Delightful stock sound effects. Unlock the door. Right. Yeah, it's one of the achievements. As I'm running on BizHawk with retro achievements activated. It's anything that improves retro games without going outside of what they were originally. I've never played the original Alone in the Dark. The only one I really played was the new Nightmare on Dreamcast. I did want to play the Alone in the Dark one that came out on Xbox 360 and PS3, but then I saw the reviews of it and it was like, ah. Yeah. I know Alone in the Dark 2 came out on Saturn. I don't know about the first one. I remember having a demo of the first one on Acorn Archimedes computer because we had one of those. British computer, if you're not familiar. Deep Fear was actually a Saturn game. The Dreamcast one you might be thinking of is Carrier, which I did stream last year as well. Yeah, Deep Fear was a late one for the Saturn, and weirdly, it never had an American release. It had Japanese and European. There is a version of it online which is rumoured to be the prototype for the American release because it runs at 60 FPS as opposed to 50 for Europe. Where it came from, I don't know. But that's a game I do plan on streaming again at some point. Oh, I've got to use the crank here, haven't I? Yeah, the acting in Deep Fear is comparable to this. Hello. Oh, probably be better off using the shotgun here, actually. Good evening. How are you doing, not the Malkavian? They stun locked me. Yeah, they stun locked me. Good thing I saved right before I came here. Because I died 3 times to the snake. And then finally managed to figure it out. Oh. Right, so back to the menu again. Yes, how are you doing this evening? All of you. I forget who I've asked.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, I really would like to have options for controlling the the achievement pop-up. Because having that tiny text that appears for like a second is not enough. Oh, Joe Biden edition, yeah. Although Joe gets on with his dogs. If I remember correctly, him and Obama used to go running around the grounds with their dogs every morning. While Obama was president. Yes. Yeah, trying to deal with these dogs properly this time. Ah, okay. Yeah, so all English people around here. Yeah. Yeah, one thing I do lament is not having NTSC earlier with consoles. I think the Dreamcast was the first console released in Europe that could do NTSC signals. Something an American would say. Yeah, because a lot of the PAL ports that we got were really quite lazy, particularly for the Saturn. I think Virtua Fighter 2 and Panzer Dragoon Zwei were the only games that really had proper PAL ports. They were fantastic, absolutely fantastic ports. But most of them were really, really lazy. Yeah, and there's a lot of games we missed out on as well. The two Lunar games, for instance. I really want to play those two games, but I want to play the Saturn versions, and I'm waiting for the translation patches to be finished because there's a team working on those for both games. Probably going to be waiting a year or two. Oh yeah, the PAL version of Star Fox was not great. Yeah, I think even the NTSC version only really topped out at like 15, and that was when not much was going on. And using some emulators, you can overclock the FX chip, which does make the game run faster, but it also makes it a little unplayable at places. Come on, doggies, come on. There's one. That's the other one. That's all of them. Okay, let's reload. How much healing do I have? One at the moment. Ooh.
This is Brad. Stars Alpha Team. Please respond. What the hell? Is nobody out there?
You want to say something,
Brad,
Jill?
this is Jill.
This is Brad. Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Anybody, answer me. This is Brad.
Yeah.
Brad? Brad!
Radio's broken. Right. Yeah, I remember in the remake for this, Jill actually swearing at the comms. I'm gonna grabbing those for the moment. So, map of the garden. Yes, yes, I will take a map of the garden. Let's have a look at that map as well. Right. Okay. Yeah, that dog noise is going to get annoying. A winch for the elevator. The elevator is currently down. Okay. Yes. Arr. Can't use it here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long a playthrough this is going to be. I think this game normally has about an 8-hour running time, but whether my run is anything like that. Yeah, this is one of those occasions where the PlayStation really outdid the Saturn, because I mean it's more obvious on my screen than yours, but that transparency effect is it's not actually dithering. That's called a mesh transparency. Dithering is where you you alternate the colours of the pixels nearby to create more shading. I mean, to be honest, they could have improved that by having it jumping between every other pixel every frame. Doing it 60 or 50 FPS if you're on PAL would have at least mitigated it. But then again, this kind of effect wouldn't have been visible on a CRT screen because everything blurs horizontally. because Sonic used that on the Mega Drive for the waterfalls. It's very effective on a CRT screen, but I can't look at CRT screens now. They give me a headache, weirdly. Okay. I'm not playing on original hardware. I'm using the BizHawk emulator. I don't like scan lines. Weirdly, they give me a headache similar to CRT screens. But all the blurring in that picture. Okay, that video did not look good. Yeah, I think there are options for scan lines in this. Yeah, I prefer to switch them off, even with the 2D games. I'm actually one of these people. I really like the raw, pixelated look of older games, particularly 2D games. Because some of them, even with that, still look fantastic, in spite of the fact that the graphics may not have been intended that way. They have gotten better. They can generate the look of CRT quite well just without the flickering. But I like the fact we get a choice, because not everyone likes the look, and I'm one of them who doesn't like the look of CRT screens. How did you survive that extra one? Okay. Let's reload again. I'm going to run out of ammo soon. Yeah, I mean, emulators have gotten really good over the years. I remember it being not that long ago that there were no emulators for Saturn, and then a whole load just seemed to come out of nowhere. Right. It was one of the ones I really wanted to do, because I wanted to see just how good it was. Which has been poured out. Okay, need a battery for that. Can I grab the battery from the other elevator, I wonder? No. Yeah, I mean, I've set up a whole bunch of emulators recently, just experimenting with different various things. The most impressive one that I've got, actually there's two, are the PS3 and Xbox 360 emulators. Considering how powerful those systems are, it's amazing they work at all at any kind of playable speed. And they're actually easier to get up and running than some of the older ones. And I've tried emulating every system I possibly can, because I've missed out on some games. Yeah, unfortunately some of them do require a bit of setup. One of the most annoying ones I've found is actually the PSP emulator, PPSSPP. I find that one to be a bit glitchy, to be honest. I'd like to do that one because I'd like to replay the God of War games. So I thoroughly enjoyed those. So where are we now? Ooh. Oh, the guardhouse. Right. So... oh god, even more blue herbs. There are blue herbs absolutely everywhere. Right, so I don't have a map of here yet. Let's see what I can find. Ah, save room. The emulator does work. I've just found it to be a little bit Yeah, because you can also run at high resolutions as well. You can only really do that with hardware acceleration. And I personally like running with software emulation to kind of recreate the look as much as possible. There. I don't know if I'm going to need the crank again, so I'm going to save the the ink ribbon for the moment because I only got the one. And another first aid spray. Yeah, the PSP did have some very good games on it that I'd love to play. Especially some of the RPGs. Whether I'd stream them or not, I don't know, because I don't really stream enough to justify playing a really long game. I did do Dragon Age Origins a couple of years ago, and that took a long while to get to because I was only streaming one night a week. Oh! What does that drop me to? Still okay for the moment. Yeah, I mean, the PSP I had didn't seem to have a problem with the screen. I mean, maybe if I went back to it, I might have a different opinion. I have no idea where I'm going. Yeah, I think this is this the area that has the plant boss fight? Because part of me is thinking that happens. Oh, get off! Yeah, part of me was thinking that happens in the mansion for some reason. It's been a while since I played the remake. Because once I've done the original ones, I'll oh, spider. I don't have the grenade launcher with me. Oh. And the last time I saved was back before the oh, because I was low on. Oh, I've got to go through the gardens again. I probably could have run past them all. It's just I decided to try and shoot them, and then they stun like the dogs. They stun lock me. Okay, don't worry. You're always welcome to stick around.
Resident Evil.
And I'm probably going to be finishing up in the not too dim and distant. I don't feel like I've actually made a lot of progress because I've died so many bloody times. I don't think I died even once on Friday. And that was a longer stream as well. I mean, I have made progress. I've killed the snake. And at the very least, I'm going to get through to where I just was. Right, let's switch to the shotgun. Drop the ink ribbon. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll get through to where I was, save there, and then finish up. Because I have work tomorrow. Annoyingly. Yes. Pesky wage slave society. Yeah, I do remember the spiders in the remake being, somewhat easy. I mean, even in this one, if I was fighting one, I think I'd be okay. I'd be able to just shotgun it, but it's just the fact I had two of them. And they as I say, they stunned me. So, doing this again. Ah, yes, drinking water. Yeah, overall, I would say this game definitely has not aged particularly well, but there's still a charm to it. There's a charm to all of them. As I say, my first real experience of Resident Evil was the second one. Maybe that spoilt me. Yeah, it's amazing how many Resident Evil-like games there were that we don't actually remember. Maybe not. I know a lot of people loved 3 for obvious reasons, but I think 2 was such an improvement over this one in every way that you can't argue that it was a fantastic game when it came out. Oh dear. Not doing quite so well this time. Possibly an indicator I'm getting a bit tired. I've only been streaming for like just shy of an hour and a half. Right. So unfortunately I think they're going to be back up to full health again. And these slow loading screens. Yeah, they added to the tension back when this came out. Right, going to back up against the wall this time. Come on. Come on, doggies. Get closer. Okay. Right. That deals with them. Okay. Yeah, one thing I'll probably do is I might do that off stream actually, but just go around collecting up all of the healing items and sticking them in the save room box. Although that would require another ink ribbon. Yeah. One thing I also find fascinating is seeing what games have aged well and what ones haven't, and in what ways. Because some games have aged well graphically, whereas the gameplay hasn't aged well, and others it's the other way around. And then some, nothing has aged well, and others, everything about them has aged well. It's just really interesting. Most, yeah, but there are some that work really well. One game I'd love to play is Vagrant Story, because the visual style for that is just fantastic. It was a real showcase for working within limitations, to the point where, yes, there are still issues with it that mean it doesn't look fantastic, but it still has a style to it that really works with the older graphics. Oh yeah, Doom still plays great, and visually it works. Even the original version still looks reasonably good. But if you are going to play Doom, you're much better off playing one of the source ports, because the improvements that they make in the gameplay, as well as adding some of the niceties of modern games, is really good, like being able to look up and down. And then you can also install Brutal Doom to just make things extra gory. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. I lost control because I had a pop-up, so focus got taken away from the emulator. Oh god. Yeah, I think I just got lucky with the way I was positioned earlier. But yeah, I'm definitely going to make sure I get through to that next save point because I don't want to leave it with this to do. Come on, game.
Resident Evil.
One thing that's really weird is with this loading screen is I'm pressing C to activate the menu, but then I've got to press B to select the save game, which is weird because B in the main menu cancels, C in the save select cancels as well. There's something very weird going on. No, this version did not have auto aim. I don't remember seeing auto aim come in until the remake. Because yeah, auto aim made things so much easier. Like the snake fight would have been much easier if it had auto aim. Interesting. As I said, I'm not as familiar with the PlayStation version as actually I'm not particularly familiar with this game or any of its versions apart from the remake. Right, get the shotgun handy. Yeah, because I don't remember Resident Evil 2 on Dreamcast having it. I didn't play enough of Resident Evil 3 to know to remember. Right. And take, what is this, 3 or 4? And the snake took 4 attempts. Yeah, so definitely need to be finishing up soon, methinks. And that dog howling is getting annoying. Yeah, so far there's only been one game that I've played and then not finished on stream, and that was Armored Core 3, and that was around where Armored Core 6 came out, and I was just curious. I wanted to see what the older game was, and I can see why people love those games, but I found it a bit... not quite sure what the word for it is. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll worry about the new Armored Core 6. I say new, it came out before Elden Ring did, and Elden Ring was 2 years ago. Scary, that now. Or was Armored Core 6? No, Armored Core 6 was after Elden Ring. Get the radio this time.
This is Brad.
Can't skip this.
Please respond.
I like
What the
the
hell?
AC games
Is nobody
conceptually,
out there?
but the actual gameplay of
Brad,
didn't
this
appeal
is
to me.
Jill.
This is Brad. Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
I'm curious about the Kingsfield games. That's another one I'd
Brad?
like to see
Brad,
FromSoft go back to and have another go at. I know some might argue that Dark Souls and all of those kind of fulfills that, but I'd say the Dark Souls games and all those the other ones they've done are not first person, and there's a particular thing you get from those first person games that you don't get from a third person perspective. I did actually play one of their other earlier games, experimental was it atmospheric horror game they did called Echo Night. That was a very interesting game, extremely slow paced. I do have Evergrace. That's another one I'd like to play at some point. But yeah, Echo Night was quite an interesting one. I've got a patched ROM for the sequel, because the sequel was never released in English and someone did a translation patch for it. and I'd like to play that at some point. But there was a third one called Echo Night Beyond on PS2. Again, I'd like to play that one as well. At some point, I've got a ridiculous to play list. I mean, my Steam games list alone is over 800. My wish list is like 500. I've got like nearly 400 games on Epic Games Store, most of which they gave away for free. And my console games has got to be something like 1,000. Covering all the games that I've picked up from all the different systems that I've collected over the years. I'm a bit of a hoarder. Yeah, I recently played the original Alan Wake as well, because I picked up Alan Wake 2. Epic Games had a deal on, I almost got it half price, which was ridiculous. So the next one to play there will be Control, which I've been looking forward to for a while, and Alan Wake's given me a reason to play it, but I wanted to play something in between first. Right, now to concentrate on killing these doggos. Okay. Come on. Got it. Got it that time. Right. Hang on a minute. What's this? Huh. Guessing there must just be a glitch. I'm sure you can see that as well. A random load of pixels on the ground there that look like they'll move. Oh. Right, so finally managed to make my way back. So yeah, this time I'm going to go and save and then finish up and see if anyone... Oh. I think... Yep. Actually, it could have been. I didn't think the dogs actually had chunks that came off them in this version. But I think it may have been a slight glitch with the elevator behind the wall. Because the way they did the depth rendering for this was really quite bizarre. Yeah, because all the backgrounds are actually just flat images that they make up out of pieces. And bits and pieces of the images were cut out and made into their own little sprites that get drawn on screen at different depths. That's how you get things appearing in front of and behind the character. So what's this way? Oh yes. Right, so now let's drop in the save room, pick up a few things, and then I shall save and see if there's anyone worth raiding. Right. Okay, what can I... Went down through the icons too quickly. Drop that there. There's 2 items to pick up in this room. Yep. I'll take those over to the box and then pick up my one solitary remaining ink ribbon. And head over here to... Actually, hang on a minute. Nothing special about the bed. Okay. Right. So, I've managed to get to the guardhouse. And yeah, that will mark us at the end. Let's just pause the emulator. yeah, so yeah, made a bit more progress. Not as much as I would have hoped because I died quite a few times there. Oh, yeah, that was not that was not enjoyable. But then again, that's kind of how games were back then. They were made difficult to get you to learn how to play the game, kind of like how Dark Souls does. But in these games, they were a bit more brutal about it because it was a case of, oh, you've died. When was the last time you saved? Oh, 7 hours ago. Tough. So yeah, you had to save regularly yourself. I mean, the other thing was the saving in these old games was a lot slower than today's time. Um, yeah, I need to get good. Um, yeah, the saving was just too slow. I mean, in theory, the games could have had an in-memory save that they could have reverted back to. But they never thought about doing that. It was just simpler to just boot you back to the main menu and say you've got to go back to your last save. Yeah, because I don't even know if games or when games started doing the whole idea that you could go back to a recent point in game or checkpointing. Actually, I think it's probably the simplest way of putting it. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look to see if there's anyone available to raid. Um, hmm, there's only one person online out of all the people I follow at the moment, and they're playing Fortnite. That's not a game I'm fond of. Oh, if only there was a Tomb to raid right now. Yeah, the Tomb Raider remasters that have come out, I'm not bothering with those because I played the originals, and yeah, there are other ones that haven't aged particularly well. And from what I've seen, aside from graphics, they haven't really updated them that much. So yeah, otherwise that will basically be it for this evening. Shame I can't raid anyone. I wasn't able to raid anyone on Friday either, unfortunately, because nobody was around for some reason. I think they'd all finished their streams earlier. So yeah, I will be back again on Friday, 7 p.m. GMT, for the longer stream that I do, because I can go a bit later on a Friday night considering I haven't got work the next morning. And I'm just keeping up the regular, doing 2 streams a week so I can try to get affiliate status, because that's my next target, to try and get that, because I want to play around with custom alerts. But yes, aside from links below to have a look at, there's plenty there. There's my YouTube where I upload all my VODs. Every stream that I've been doing for a while is on there. And some of my earlier streams, when I first started, aren't on there because I didn't realise that I could. I didn't think about saving them, to be honest. But yeah, if you are enjoying what I'm doing here, give us a follow and maybe a subscribe on YouTube as well. I've got my book on Amazon that might be of interest to people who want something a little unusual, because it's quite a journey, that book, to read through. But otherwise, I think that will be everything. So still not used to doing this, even after doing this a couple of years. I mean, yeah, I'm not even at 60 followers after like 2-3 years of doing this, but I'm just doing this for fun more than anything else, than to trying to make money out of it. I don't think I'd ever make money out of it, to be honest. But now I'm rambling, and I think it's probably a good idea if I pack up and go to bed soon. I mean, it's only 10 to 9 here at the moment, but yes, been a busy day. And yeah, I think it really was showing how tired I was getting in the game as well. So yeah, UK time. Yeah, there's one of the odd things about the world. Everyone bases things around Greenwich Mean Time, I think they still call it. So the UK is like dead center, and everything else just goes around from that. One of the influences this country had. But yeah, anyway, as I say, I'll be back on Friday from 7 p.m. to continue on with Resident Evil. So otherwise, I hope you have a good week, and I shall hopefully see you again soon. Bye.